Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Experience podcast, inside the business, buzz, and brilliance of Black entrepreneurs. Here is your host, Dr. Frances Richards.
What happens in Vegas goes all over the world on Black Entrepreneur Experience, episode number 152. Thank you for joining us as we elevate the Black Entrepreneur Experience by interviewing CEOs, thought leaders, innovative thinkers, and Black entrepreneurs across the globe. I'm your host, Dr. Frances Richards. Are you ready to reach your hair care goals? Our guest today is a dynamic duo husband and wife team, Willie and Saleemah Cartwright, the co-founders of Healthy Hair Journey Enterprise LLC and creator of Hydratherma Natural Hair Care Collection. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I love dynamic duos. You know, I have given you guys such a brief bio, and you guys come with a bio together and individually. So I'm going to let you share with our audience what you'd like them to know about you and your business.
Okay. Well, we started Healthy Hair Journey Enterprises in 2008. And it kind of birthed out of a love that I had for hair. I was doing hair through college. I was the one that everybody went to get their hair done when I was in college. And then I ended up getting my cosmetology license. So I worked as a cosmetologist for a few years, took a break, and I became a hospice nurse for about 10 years. I worked as a hospice registered nurse. And then I went back to my first love, because I love taking care of people, but I love hair. Hair is like my first love. So I wanted to get back into the industry, but I didn't want to actually be in the salon, and I just didn't want to do hair. That wasn't part of my journey at that time. So I said, I want to do something to help a lot of women get their hair back in shape. So I kind of start, kind of mixing different things up in the basement, just mixing different products up and everything, and different oils and different butters. Because I had a problem with dry hair, and I know a lot of my friends and family members, we all had problems maintaining and retaining moisture in our hair. So I started giving out samples to friends and family, and it kind of grew grassroots from there. So that's how the Hydratherma Naturals really got started. I just love hair, and I just want to get back into the industry again.
And for me, my background is finance. I worked in corporate for 17 years. I was in claims as a claims adjuster, but I spent 12 years as a financial advisor and in management. Saleemah and I met in 2005, and we got married 366 days later. Got married, and we got married in 2006. We started the business in 2008. She left her job as a nurse early 2009, and I left my job as a manager, managing a team of financial professionals in November of 2009, and we've worked together running the business ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So, talk about that quitting your day job. Was that a hard decision, easy decision? Tell me, was there anything that had to be in place for you guys to say, okay, let's make this transition?
Yeah, I think early on for Saleemah, the business grew really fast the first year. Our sales revenues quadrupled first year over the second year. So it was impossible for both of us to continue working full-time jobs and then coming home and doing the business. So Saleemah, it made more sense for her to leave her job first. That wasn't a huge issue. When I left my job, obviously benefits, some other stuff going on, some decisions were made at the company that I work for. I called home, spoke to Saleemah about it, and she said, hey, just let it go. We'll run this business together. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. Let me look at the numbers. So obviously our finances had to be in order. I tracked the way sales were going, how they were going, the projections, projected it out over a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. And then we just made a decision. So the rest of it was really just stepping out of faith. But we did have a process in place. We did have the financing in place. And so we knew what we needed to do. So it wasn't that difficult of a decision. But anytime you make a transition where both of you guys are now working for yourself and there's no guaranteed income coming in or benefits for that matter, then it becomes a slightly more difficult decision. But overall, it was the best decision we ever made from a career standpoint.
Yeah, we were working like from 9 to 5 and then coming home, making products, labeling bottles, and we'll be up until like midnight, 2 in the morning sometimes. So it was just getting to the point where we couldn't do that anymore because I wasn't getting any sleep, and then I had to go see patients the next day, and I wasn't, it was just getting to be too much. So I went PRN with my job. Oh, I went part-time first. So it was like it wasn't like I just quit. I went part-time at first, and then they gave me more time to spend with the business. And then after that, I went to maybe like 1 day a week. I went PRN. So after that, it just kind of just left. I left my job after that. So, and that happened within like a month.
Yeah, exactly. It happened within a month.
Yeah, it happened within a month. So I went PRN, I think, in January, or then I think I went part-time in January, and I think I left totally in like March or something like that.
March, yeah.
And someone's listening, PRN is part-time registered nurse?
Yeah, no, PRN means like per diem. So you just come in whenever they call you. Like you can come in like 3 days a month, 1 day a week or something like that. And then part-time was only maybe about a couple days a week.
Okay.
So it was kind of a transition from part-time to even less than part-time. And then I just transitioned out.
Someone's listening to the interview and they're saying, I'm ready to quit my 9 to 5 and go full-time into the business. What recommendations would you give them before making that leap?
Everybody's situation is different. Yeah. We don't have any kids, so that made the decision a little easier. I do have these conversations with people, and I'm always conscious, or I always think about, you need to think about what are your responsibilities. And with kids, it's a little bit more difficult. But I think the most important thing is to have a plan. Understand what your plan is. Have financing in place. You need to have savings. You need to have money put away for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever time you think it's going to take for you to ramp up. And then you need to understand your financial projections. What are you looking to make? Is it realistic? Do I need to make X amount of dollars? And then obviously you need to have a budget in place, and you need to be prepared to cut back on some things. But at the end of the day, I always say this, you can always go back to what you were doing. So if being an entrepreneur is something that you really want to do, you have a passion for something or a talent for something, then we are the number one proponents of being entrepreneurs. Just step out there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about the business quadrupled. What do you equate that to?
You mean like during that first year?
Yeah, first year.
Correct.
We were one of the early companies out there.
Yeah, in 2008, that's when everybody was like going natural. Everybody was doing the big chop. Everybody was learning about their hair textures, and it was like a big natural hair boom. That's when it first really started, the natural hair boom. Everybody was just cutting off their hair and everything. And we came in right at that time. So our business, and it wasn't a lot, like right now you have like tons of natural hair care product lines out there. At that time, there wasn't a lot of Black-owned hair care product lines out there, not like they are right now. So when we came out, a lot of people, we just found out about us online, and they just started, buying. We had a lot of information on our website about not just, we weren't just selling hair care products, but I had a lot of informational videos about how to take care of your hair, different hair textures. So it wasn't just products that we were selling, we were also selling information. We were not just selling information, we were giving out information on our website. So a lot of people came to our website, and people were just buying our products at that time in 2008. So it just took off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Saleemah did a lot of leg work. She was on forums. People knew her in the industry. So all of that kind of came together right time.
Yeah, we didn't. Facebook wasn't. Well, I guess Facebook. I don't know if Facebook was even around then. 2008. It might have been, but the forums are really popular back then. There was a forum called Long Hair Care Forum, and on that forum, a lot of people would just ask questions about hair and everything. So I was on that forum, and that's where I first told people about our website. And a lot of people knew about me from being on the forum. So that's how we got a lot of our customers initially in the beginning.
You talked about there's a lot of different natural hair care products that's out there. How do you vet? You talk about hair texture, you talk about, and we as African-American women, we are like huge consumers of and I know they've done videos about how many different products we have in our kitchen or in our bathroom. So now we have a whole nother, how do I find that right product for my hair? How do you vet these new vendors? Or if you're looking for someone for natural hair, how would a person find that person?
You mean like if someone was trying to, like if we were trying to find a specific customer?
No, like the customer is trying to find you guys.
Oh.
And they're trying to find you. They're listening and they're saying, okay, I do have natural hair and I have all these products in my bathroom and none of them are working. So what is that step, or is there a process to not only find you guys, and I do want you to share how they can find you guys and talk about your product specifically.
Yeah. Well, one of the main goals of our product line is to prevent breakage and to promote length retention. So anybody who's out there like trying to get their hair healthier again and to prevent breakage, it's about the main goal of our product line is to balance the moisture and protein levels in the hair, because if the moisture and protein levels are balanced, then the hair wouldn't break as much, will retain length, and it will get thicker and healthier over time. So a lot of our customers find out about us just doing Google searches about hair, like thickening hair, or trying to get their hair healthy again, how to prevent breakage, how to promote length retention, how to maintain moisture and retain moisture in the hair. So that's our selling point. You know, our selling point is to help people get their hair healthier. So it's not just about it's kind of like our products were scientifically put together. They work synergistically. So we have like protein products, we have moisturizing products. So those products that work together in our product line to keep your hair balanced with moisture and protein. So that's how people mostly find out about us, through doing Google searches or through word of mouth. Somebody say, hey, what do you use on your hair? Your hair is getting so thick and beautiful. What are you using? So that's how a lot of our customers find out about us.
And I was actually reading on your website, and can you give the website address?
Yeah, it's you can reach us at healthyhairjourney.com, or you can reach us at hydrathermanaturals.com, HYDRATHERMA naturals.com.
And out of all the information that I read about hair, I like what you said about the protein and the moisture. I had never heard that. Like, I know that I love protein. We eat a lot of protein, but just how protein really impacts your hair. And if you have too much, it's not good. And if you have too little protein in your hair, and it's the same when you were talking about the balance. And I didn't know that. So that's a really good educational piece that you guys share, and that you've built your business around that piece of information.
Yes.
What was that aha moment that you knew that your business was going to be successful?
I would say the first night we went live, when we were getting everything ready for the website and everything, and I was forms and everybody, and I was like, hey, we're going to go live, tonight. And that first night that we went live, we had some sales. And I'm like, wow, this is it was like Willie, he was like, hey, we're on to something here, because, we got sales when we went to bed. We said, okay, we're just going to go to bed, see what happens. We woke up the next morning, we had some sales. The next day we had some sales. The next day, and this is what, we didn't have the Instagram marketing and all the Facebook ads and stuff, and Google ads and stuff. It was just really grassroots. So because of that, I was like, hey, this is something big. And then as we started getting the repeat customers kept coming back. They were like, oh, we really like this product. Our best seller is our Daily Moisturizing Growth Lotion. That's a product that I created, and it was our first product, and it remains our best seller to this day, because it just infuses the hair with moisture. People were just hooked to it. They just kept buying it and buying it and buying it, and just coming back, buying it more, buying more and more of it, buying it for their friends and family. I was like, hey, we're really helping people. And I said, we're helping people get their hair back on track, and we know how it is with Black women in our hair. We want our hair to look good, we want it to be healthy. So that was the aha moment for me, just when we went live and just seeing the sales come through.
Yeah. And I think Saleemah put together our initial website, and I took a look at it from a professional standpoint, unbiased, just critical standpoint, with having a business background. And I said, this is really, really good, because of all the information that was available on the website. And so I thought that was a plus because we were not just selling a product, but we were informing and educating our audience on the type of products, how to use the products, hair textures, all that kind of stuff. And so even from looking at the website, I said, this might really be onto something. And like you said, it just kind of took off from there.
Talk about bringing a hair care product to market. Like if you wanted to bring some meat or something, you have the FDA that you have to go through. Just talk about that process.
Hair care products, the main thing I would tell anybody who's starting a hair care product line is I wouldn't worry about getting a patent or anything like that. And hair care products really don't have to be approved by the FDA. But the main thing is getting your trademark. Having a trademark is everything not just in the hair industry, but just in business in general. And the reason why I say that is because say they have a product and it has ingredient A, B, and C in it. And then somebody says, hey, I want this, I want a product just like this or whatever. And somebody can, get the ingredients in that product, add one extra ingredient, and it will be totally considered a different product, but it will be almost the same product. So I will always suggest that people do a trademark, have their trademark, and kind of just start small. That's how we started. We started really small. We started just making small batches of products. And then took that money, reinvested it, started making larger batches, and then we just kind of grew until we got into get it manufactured.
And from a practical standpoint, remember the hair care products are just the products, but every business, there are similarities in every business. So I'll tell someone who wants to start their business, first of all, make sure you have the foundation. We have a business attorney, we have a CPA, manufacturers, all that kind of stuff. But you also need to understand some business terminology. You need to understand how to figure out your profit and your margins. Understanding what's your total cost of bringing that one item to market and selling it. Variable costs compared to consistent costs. Everything that's involved. So it's really it is a business. And if you like, for example, Saleemah, she loves creating the products. She's not too fond of the business side, but so that's why she has me. But if you don't have that, you need to go out and hire the people that may be better at understanding and running the business side of it, because it is a business. Regardless of how great the product is, if you're not running a good business, if you don't have the profits and the margin, understand balance sheets and that kind of stuff, then you're going to fail. We've been in business for almost 12 years. So understanding the business side is important. And for those who don't want to deal with it, you can always hire someone to handle that side, but make sure it's people that you can trust. But you still need to know something about that part of the business as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And congratulations on the longevity of your business. What do you equate that to?
Yeah, we've been in business for it's been 11 years.
Yeah, almost 12 years.
Yeah.
March will be 12 years.
Yeah, and we, in 10 years, just doing it on our, just living off of this business alone as our bread and butter.
Sole income.
Yeah, sole income. So, that's a major accomplishment.
So I think that for us, I would attest it to, we do have a really, really good product. But there are also other good products out there, but we have a really good product. If you look at our ingredients, we priced it as a premium product. We have loyal customers. Mm-hmm. And I think for us being an African-American business, one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, is our level of customer service. So that's one of the things that may be different or separate us from other companies. We try to make sure that we have the best customer service as possible. We place your order. We try to get the orders out in a timely manner. If you have an issue with your orders, we make sure that it's replaced. We get that issue resolved. And so that's having loyal customers, great customer service, and a great product. And you also need the marketing and the advertising to go along with it. But that's probably the recipe to our longevity.
Yeah, customer service is very important. I mean, that's one of the top things. You can have a great product, but if you have horrible customer service, those customers are not going to come back. So customer service is really, really important to us.
And I like that because I hear a lot around business where they're just like, they always have a tendency of bad-mouthing African American businesses if the customer service is not the greatest. And that's what I find what's interesting interviewing so many businesses across the globe and wanting to support as often as possible Black businesses. And that seems like a challenge, the customer service piece, which is really important. And I think that they don't put a lot of emphasis on that. And I understand how it is when you're bootstrapping and you're trying to start up the business and it's just so many pieces that you're trying to put together. But that customer service piece is definitely very important.
Yeah.
And I'll add this, you also need to have good partners that understand that the buck stop with, if we have an issue, our customers don't want to hear that our manufacturer took too long or that the delivery was a problem or anything like that. It stops with us. And so we take ownership of that. But it's saying that when we decide to have a partnership with one of our partners, whether it's a manufacturer or a fulfillment center, we make sure that they're top notch because they're part of our team. So for people who are going to start a business, make sure that your partners, whoever you outsource some of your business to or whatever, and those people have your best interests at heart as well. So we've had great partners as well.
What is some advice you wish you had followed?
I guess something that I'm still working with is don't worry as much. I mean, it is what it is. You know, you can do whatever you can do and then make the adjustments afterwards, I would say.
Yeah. One thing for me, too, is that I'm still struggling with. It's been 10 years. Having a work-life balance. That's really important because I love what I'm doing so much and I can do it all day. And I can work 16, 17 hours, I can just do it because I love to do it so much. But at the same time, I have to have a balance. And that's something that I'm still struggling with. I've gotten a lot better at it. But just to have a balance of just not working so much, even if it's something that you're so passionate and that you love doing, you can just do it all day, but you still have to have a balance. So I've been trying to cut off my work day at like 6 o'clock instead of working until late. Just having that balance is just very important to have a balance.
What does self-care look like for each of you guys?
Self-care.
Self-care to me is taking care of myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. So it's kind of like having a balance. I don't want to just do one without taking care of the other. So for me, I love meditation. I love doing positive affirmations. I love taking care of myself as far as eating healthy, exercising, and stuff like that. So having a balance of mental and physical and spiritual self-care, it helps me. It helps me in business. It gives me energy to work. And you have to be healthy, in order to run a business, So, and then keeping me from stressing out so much. Whenever I get to the point where I feel like I'm going to stress out, then I know how to kind of calm myself down.
Yeah. We both, again, meditation is important for the both of us. Yoga, we work out 4 or 5 times a week. We hike. Even when we travel, people laugh and joke with us, but whenever we travel, we always go someplace where we can always work out, whether it's outdoor hiking or whether it's an indoor gym or whatever. So we work out a lot. We eat healthy. We have a great set of friends. So when we want to get out with other couples or some friends, we have a great set of friends. So we do a lot of that. I listen to Audible books on Audible all the time, as well as reading. We do a lot of reading. We watch podcasts. Yeah. We don't watch a whole lot of television, even though we have, 3 big screens somewhere around the house. We seldom turn them on unless I'm watching my favorite sports team. But outside of that, it's just, again, health-wise, we try to eat healthy. We work out. Mentally, we do the meditation and the yoga. For relationship, we have good friends that we're able to hang out with.
And it's really important to just do things that you love and surround yourself with things that you love. Like I love plants, so I have my plants all around me. They're everywhere, all over the place. So plants make me feel good. So I just like to be around things that make me feel good. I like to play instruments. I play the djembe drum, and I just like to do things that make me feel good. So that's all part of self-care as well.
What are you guys reading right now?
I'm reading a book called Heal Thyself. It's by Queen of Four. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And it's just about taking care of yourself. Like kind of like what we were talking about, taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, and how you can just heal yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. So the book is really good. I would recommend it.
When I'm reading a book, I'm also a speaker, so I'm reading a book called The Wealthy Speaker, version 2.0. It just talks about the speaking business. That's one of the books that I'll read.
We can learn from successful entrepreneurs, people, or brands just like you guys. Tell us a brand or a business that's dominating or you admire and why.
One of the businesses that I really admire is Tom's, the shoe company. I really admire that business because he's helping people as far as employing people in different countries to actually make his shoes. It's a shoe company. But as he sells the shoes, he gives back to different organizations. He gives back to certain individuals in need. So I really like that business model. I like how he's giving back. And that's one of the things that we do with Healthy Hair Journey Enterprises. We give back. So that's really important as far as our business model, to give back to different charitable organizations. So we take a portion of all the sales that we get, a portion of our proceeds, and we give back to different charitable organizations that we partner with.
And I think for me, it's a little different. We are fortunate to know other entrepreneurs, people who, as I always say, have real businesses. And so when you know these people personally, watching their journey, watching them work in their passion and their purpose, it gives me inspiration. So it's not any business that you may have heard of or people who are listening may have heard of. But I know, we know a lot of entrepreneurs that are doing their own thing, that are really grinding, that are really making it happen, and that are extremely successful. And just watching, and more importantly, knowing those people even before they started their business journey is very inspiring.
Who are your top two influencers, and what lessons did you guys learn from them?
I guess we're different. My top influencers, I guess, would be my mother. First of all, she passed a couple of years ago, but even as a young kid, she was a single mother. The whole story, but she always told me that I could do anything, and I was just foolish enough to believe her. But she was really sincere about that, so she would be the first. And secondly, as far as influencers, it would be the many men, African-American men, that poured into my life at various points in my life, beginning with a drama teacher who helped me with stuttering issues when I was in high school, a Sunday school teacher who helped me to get into college, my most recent mentor, who is a minister, named Stephen, a wonderful guy. We had a professional relationship as well as a personal relationship, and all the people in between, especially the guys, the men, because I've never, I don't know my biological father. I never met my biological father. So having those guys kind of stand in, it's been wonderful. And those are the people who have influenced me.
Mm-hmm. For me, I would say also my mom. My mom is a big influencer. She's a woman of faith. She's always encouraged me ever since I was young that I can do anything and not to doubt myself, and always kind of push forward and continue to move forward in life. So my mom will be one of my influencers. And as far as the second influencer, I think it's like a combination of a lot of different people. Because I like the compassion that Mandela shows, and I love Oprah's work ethic. I love Jimmy Carter's philanthropy. So it's a lot of different people who influence me. So it's hard for me to come up with like one person, but I take a little bit of all the people who I look up to.
What would the title of your biography be?
Oh, I think mine would be The Ever-Changing Journey of Saleemah Cartwright. Because I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly on, different journeys in life, and I'm constantly learning different things about myself, learning about business, learning about life. So I think mine would be The Ever-Changing Journey.
Mine would be, and this is for anybody who know me, this will read with them. It'll probably be something like talking my way to success. Because everybody who know me know that I talk a lot. So it'll be something like that, talking my way to success.
Talk to a younger you. What advice would you give to a younger you?
The advice that I would give to a younger me would be to always be your true authentic self. When you're your true authentic self, you will be the best person that you can be, which leads to the most success in your life. You can't really, it's hard to be successful if you're trying to be something other than what you are. Trying to be like this person, trying to be like that person, trying to think this way, that way. To connect with your true self and connect with your true authentic self, it will lead you right on the path that you need to be on. So that's what I would tell myself, not try to be anything other than my true authentic self.
For me, believe it or not, and this is not rehearsed, but it would be the same thing. But the reason why is because I grew up in an environment where I tried for years, I guess when I was a kid, and I guess going up through college, whatever, where I tried to be probably something that I wasn't, and in the process, I lost who I really was from a standpoint of my passions and the things that I really liked. And so for years, I was this facade of a person because of how I grew up, and I thought that this is what I was supposed to be because this is what I thought I represented. Mm-hmm. But when I met Saleemah in 2005, one of the things that I love about her the most is that she not only encouraged me, but it allowed me to be me, what really was me. So I had to go back years and years and rediscover what it was about me that I loved about me in the early years that I kind of had put away. So for anybody that's young or the younger version of me, I would say just be yourself, be your authentic self. Whatever you love, whatever you have a passion for, regardless of what other people say about that, still pursue that. Let that be who you are and just live in your authentic self.
What have you not done in life that you dream about often?
Mm-hmm.
What have we not done? What have we not done in life that we dream about often?
That's a good one.
We've been pretty fortunate and blessed. We love traveling.
Yeah, I was going to say travel.
Yeah, we want to travel more.
Definitely traveling.
We love traveling.
Yeah.
We would travel more.
Yeah.
What is a technology tool or a technology platform that is a must-have in managing your business day to day?
I would say definitely our smartphones and different platforms like Facebook and Instagram is really important, and YouTube is really important, especially when you're dealing with a business that's using a lot of visuals. Like we use like our hair models and things like that. People want to see how the products work on different hair textures and different hair types. So you may have one product that we have. Somebody may have a tighter curl pattern. Somebody may have a looser curl pattern. They want to see how it works on different types of hair. So having that visual of this person with this type of hair using the same product and this person with this type of hair using the same product, those type of visual platforms are really important. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, showing different videos of how to use the product. Those are like our top 3. And Pinterest as well. Those are our top 4 platforms.
What milestone do you want to accomplish for your business over the next couple of years?
Well, I know that we definitely want to get into a lot more stores because we have customers emailing us a lot. Hey, when are you going to be in this city? When are you going to be in that city? So we're working with distributors now to get our products more available in more stores across the country and internationally as well. We're already in a lot of international locations, but we want to expand that as well so we can have our products more available to people so that you can just go into the store and pick them up.
If you had to do it all over again, would you do the same business? And if yes, why?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would you say yes? Yeah. I mean, hair is my love. Like, I love hair. Like, ever since I was like 6 years old, I remember just playing in people's hair and looking at different people's hair textures and things like that. So hair is like my love. I'm so passionate about it. So I would definitely do it all over again, 100%. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, as you can see, I'm bald, so hair wasn't, not necessarily my passion. But running a business was a passion of mine, and because I'm a results-oriented person, because we have been so successful, I would have to say that this is what I would do all over again. And because I have the best partner in the world, I would have to do. This is what I would do all over again if I had to.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've helped so many women. Like, we get so many emails all the time about women who saying that their hair has changed and how they feel so much better about themselves. Cancer patients, just so many heartwarming stories that just gets me emotional thinking about it. But just knowing that we've helped so many people, that really makes me, I would do it again 100 times.
Let's shift gears for a minute. What is the worst moment in business, and what was your takeaway?
Thankfully, it came early. About a year in, we realized that we needed a fulfillment center. And for those who don't know what fulfillment center is, it's just a company that basically handles the shipping, the packing, everything, all of your orders, because we grew that rapidly in the first year or so. So we interviewed several companies, and we eventually went with the least expensive company. The first week with that company, we noticed that our inventory dwindled really fast. And we placed some calls to the owner, and we had conversations, and we couldn't put our finger on it. But we started getting calls and emails from our customers that would say, hey, love your product, but I only ordered one growth lotion, you sent me two. Or, love your product, I appreciate the customer service, but I only ordered one set and you sent me two. So come to find out, through this guy's system, he was sending out double every order for about a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so we obviously left him and went. So what we learned from that is that it's not always about the least expensive company. It's really about quality. It's really about, you kind of get what you paid for. So we end up going with another company, and we've been with that company ever since.
Yeah, we have a lot of partners that we work with, and ever since that situation, we vet our partners very well. We make sure that they are high quality partners. Even if we have to pay a little extra when we're doing our outsourcing, we'll pay the extra price to have the quality service. So, because it passes down to our customers.
Yeah.
If someone spent a day with you guys, what is something that they would learn about you that they don't know?
Well, with me, I am like super, super organized. Like, I am a very, very organized person. Every day I have to have a to-do list, and I'm a very organized person, very structured person when it comes to business. So that's probably what they would learn about me, that I have a list, and I go through my list. I make sure I get everything. I try to get everything done on my list without stressing myself out too much. But anything I don't get done, I'll pass it on to the next list for the next day. So very, very structured when it comes to business.
They would probably be surprised at the lack of conflict that we have working together, sitting across from each other, looking at each other's face all day, every day. It's pretty smooth. There's like no conflict about hardly anything.
Yeah, once in a while.
Every blue moon. But I think because the reason why I say this is because we talk to a lot of couples who say there's no way in the world I can work with my spouse. I couldn't work with my spouse, and then we live with my spouse and we work in the same house together, room together. So oftentimes I tell them, and I always equate it to this. I worked in corporate for 17 years. But if you go and work with someone that you don't know for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, I think that you should be able to work with your significant other. I don't really get the disconnect. If I can get along with them, I should be able to get along with my significant other. I'm married to her, so it's been great for us.
Yeah, and like he was saying before, we stay in our lanes, and we trust each other. So he has the MBA, so of course I'm going to trust him with making decisions about the finances. And I have, with my background in hair, he trusts me with the decisions about, the creative part of the business. So it just works.
That's beautiful. And I can tell you guys, the audience that's listening, just to see these two, it is definitely a match made in heaven. And I've been with my husband for 28 years. But I can tell you that we will not work together in business. I have the business, and that's why I say I fired him. He said he quit. So we've been together 28 years, but everyone can't work together. So
that's
true. And on that, and then it's a whole different perspective working with someone, and your motivation is that paycheck. Versus, as my husband he said, I tell them I'm sleeping with the boss. And he said that was the best part of, I tell him he would go out in the community. I'm like, you're not supposed to be sharing that information. But you guys are adorable. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
So if you conducted this interview What is the one question that you would have asked yourself? And I want you to ask the question, each one of you guys, and answer it.
Let's see.
So do you like working with your partner?
Well, she already asked that question.
Okay. I can't really think of anything.
Let's see. What would I ask myself? I would probably ask, when people say, oh, start a business, how do you do it? And people give these vague answers about how to start a business. But I would probably say, hey, what are the practical things that you did to start your business? Yeah. Like, what did you do? Like, step by step, what did you do to start your business? We had to go get a business license. We had to get our trademark. We got a EIN number. We bought bottles. We bought labels. We had our creative formulas. We took that money. We started off with making 48 products. We took that money. So we sold those products, took some more money, bought 96 products, took that money, sold those products, took that money and bought more products. So it was kind of like the grassroots thing, the way we grew. But the practical aspects of starting a business, like getting your, the things I just mentioned, that's really important to know as well.
Yeah, I think that is really good. If I was asking us, I would basically try to get free consulting or free coaching because, as she said, a lot of times people talk about the surface stuff, but they really don't get down to the nitty gritty. How do you price your products? Mm-hmm. So we went and we looked at the competition and we looked at ingredients and we compared ingredients. We interviewed, countless companies as far as manufacturers, labels and bottles. We met with a consultant to figure out what our bottle should look like. So there's so much stuff that go into it. And I think that's what I would ask me if someone was asking me, because I would want to know, I would want to get some free coaching or consulting.
Yeah, you want to know the details, the practical
details.
We've come to the part of our interview. It's called Fun Facts Lightning Round, and I'm going to ask you guys some really quick questions, and I'd like you both to answer and give us quick answers. Are you ready for the Fun Facts Lightning Round?
Yeah.
Sure.
The last movie you saw?
We saw Black and Blue.
Yeah,
Black and Blue. Yes.
It's a good movie?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
You relax doing what?
Meditation.
Working out and listening to my audiobooks while I work out.
Your favorite singer or rapper?
Singer for me. For me, it's Marvin Gaye and Maxwell.
I think mine will be Will Downing.
Your favorite dance song?
I love any type of house music. Any house song, I love it. I just dance in the bathroom, anywhere and around the house. Yeah. I love house music.
Give me anything that's Parliament. Parliament is the fucking that's I like. As far as dance music, Parliament.
What food you eat every week, no matter what?
What food we eat every week? Well, she makes me eat healthy stuff, so I eat salads every week and I eat grapes every day.
Yeah, we do. We eat. I would say kale. Boring.
Your favorite month?
June, because that's my birthday. In the beginning of summer.
My birthday is February, so I guess I would have to say February. That's also I better say February because we also got married in February.
Yeah, I should say February. February. Yeah.
Valentine's Day, yeah, so it's February.
Hit the couch or hit the treadmill?
Oh, that's easy. Treadmill all day long.
Treadmill.
We work out all the time.
Thank you guys, Saleemah and Willie, for joining us on Black Entrepreneur Experience Podcast. Before we conclude, why don't you give our audience the best way for them to connect with you and all your social media handles?
Okay, so you can find us at hydrathermanaturals.com. That's HYDRATHERMA naturals.com or healthyhairjourney.com. And you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook at Hydratherma. And you can send us an email at info@healthyhairjourney.com. You can always find us on Pinterest, and most of our handles are at Hydratherma. So you can find us all over.
Thank you. That's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening and subscribing to Black Entrepreneur Experience. We would love for you to leave a review and rating on iTunes and share with your friends. For show notes and more episodes, go to www.beepodcast.com. Join us next Wednesday, and remember, green is the new black. So keep your bank accounts and your business in the black.